Oh my god, it's internet land. Alright, so I usually like to explore every angle for these situations, and hopefully this is going to be the last video for a while until new information comes out. Yeah, contrary to what people think, I don't want to milk this. However, anytime there is a different perspective or new information, I will make a short little upload on it, considering, I don't stream as much anymore. So, Wilbur, I know from the start, some of you guys, you're going to feel a bit ruffled. You're going to be like, oh, Sen, how dare you? How dare you? Well, I dare, and I cross that line every time. In this case, though, I've looked at it through Shelby's perspective. Everything seemed pretty sketch there. I looked at it through, I'd say, the fans' perspective a bit, and I also went ahead and pointed out that Wilbur has had about maybe, 2 more X's come out since then, and just kind of piling on to this a little bit. The thing that I've realized is that whenever there's signs that somebody's shields are down, immediately people will jump into this. Now, admittedly, it could either be for a good cause and legitimate, or it could be bad faith and just to further muddy the waters. In this case, it kind of looks like it's the latter, just because of all the other things that have been going on. And I think people have also caught on to it a little bit, and they're starting to see Shelby's not so nice side. See, the thing is, anytime somebody wants to be overly nice on the internet, you gotta be careful for them. It's always those nice ones that could come off to be, real bad people. But speaking of real bad people, I want to talk about, real quick, before we get into whether or not Wilbur is the actual victim in this, the fans. Man, you guys are horrible. Like, toxic as all hell. You guys are the worst thing, and sometimes you make the creator look even worse, if we're being honest, right? Like, for example, contrary to what some people would believe, me and Lyrix are not on good terms. Somebody was like, "Is this Lyrix's alt account?" No, we're not even on good terms, But I could I can fully accept that he's got the right take if he's defending Wilbur, at least not jumping onto the whole ShelbyShubble train, That being the case, it's like his fan base, though, it's kind of like AIDS, right? His fan base and his defenses for his lolly controversy, it's kind of AIDS and whatever. They don't want to admit that there's a double standard, and that was my entire point, but they want to misconstrue it every way they can. Well, that's a video for another day. That video is going to come out soon, including a nice little live stream that I did with someone. However, back to the main point. I'm sorry. In this case, though, it really shows how fans could be, like, to the detriment of a person's perception of a creator. For this instance, right, I found this. I'm going to go ahead and jump onto it and say that it's, it should be on Shelby. But if Shelby wants to be this preacher of, truth and justice and be setting a good example, she should absolutely make a post, right, and say that this kind of behavior is unacceptable to her. Kind of like that one guy that was, like, disavowing, like his, what was it, his Twitch chat? There was this one creator that came out, and he's a big creator. I think he was on Twitch, and he was talking about this, and he went ahead and he said, if there's anybody that supports Wilbur in this chat, you guys should leave right now. I think that Shelby should do something like that and be like, if there's anybody in this chat that has done these actions to Wilbur or his fans, because, I mean, look, dude, they're distributing photos of him when he was, like, underage. Like, that's disgusting. Like, are you guys freaks? Don't answer that, because I already know the answer. Whatever, man. Well, that, again, just a section to prove how fans are dipshits and stuff, and often, to the detriment of the content creator. Anyway, as for the actual Wilbur being the victim section of this whole thing, so somebody posted this, and it's an interesting perspective on the whole thing. Basically, let's read a little bit of it. The fact that she didn't name drop him, but described them perfectly, and she's referring to Shelby in this. Shelby is she. Described them perfectly is off-putting. She could have protected her fans, most of them are Wilbur fans also, and still told her story. So that's interesting, because if Wilbur and Shelby share a fan base, that's already interesting in itself, because it's going to cause a divide, right? is going to cause a divide, and it's not to say it's motive per se, but it like Shelby is definitely aware that this will affect him, at least in the, well, obviously the court of public opinion, but potentially financially and, you know, career wise, if you even want to call streaming a career. Video for another day, but there you go. Still told her story. Nikki, which is another one of the girls that came out against Wilbur later on, is a perfect example of telling her story without hurting others. Think about this. What if Wilbur goes life and just says everything that happened in their relationship, and it comes out that it was two-sided? What happens then? Wilbur is clearly a traumatized person, and the fact that people can't see that is so odd to me. It had been proven by science that traumatized people are most likely to unintentionally harm others. Hey, I have unintentionally hurt people I loved. I'm not saying it's an excuse, I'm saying it should be accounted for. Wilbur is clearly a kind and smart man. It has been shown time and time again, and people just forget it, sending death threats to fans and not being empathetic to those who are hurt by this. It shows who the real problem are. Wilbur did say sorry in his tweet, but it wasn't an apology, it was a statement. Shelby making fans feel bad is also not very tasteful. So it's like a lot of subtle things, essentially, that Shelby's doing, and it's just like, it's not becoming of somebody that's actually, you know, a quote-unquote victim or an angel, as she wants to portray herself out to be. This is part of the reason why I said those nice ones, man, those overly nice ones are the ones you got to be careful with. And again, I'm fully under the, you know, presumption based off of accurate observations and proof, and the fact that she, you know, hides critical comments that ask her very, very, well, critical questions, and just straight up questions that should be asked in these situations. Questions that a judge and a lawyer would definitely be asking her if this was a big deal. She hides them. So if you have something to hide, and if you're just hiding them, as I stated before, assuming that you're you're getting the majority of the ass pats on the internet and you're perceived as the victim, yeah, I don't know if you have like an excuse to hide that, right? If somebody is like telling you to game end or something and you find it to be distasteful, that's one thing. You can 100% absolutely hide that. If people are trying to hijack and spam your chat, or hijack and spam your comments, and you don't have enough, you know, clout, capital, to, you know, disperse that, yeah, absolutely hide people, right? If you just get pissed off at somebody, you know, for, I don't know, what is it? People get really mad at these days, you know, not being pro this or pro that. Yeah, sure, maybe we all have slip-ups, but to block a critical question that is saying that they want to support you, they just want to ask this one question, Shelby, and you hide that comment after them being very nice to you, that is very fucking sus, and that tells me you're not a fucking angel, and you're probably a plotting fucking bitch, alright, that just wants to ruin a guy's life. I mean, it's all there. You know, the signs are all there, realistically. You're going and you're playing these fucking little mind games. You're going on the internet, the court of public opinion, because you know you'll be laughed out of a fucking courtroom. Because this is stupid, Shelby. You're counting on the sympathy points and the perception. That is what you're counting on. Perception is not fucking reality, bitch. Okay? And when I say bitch, that goes for Shelby, but that also goes to the brain-dead people that are willing to jump on this. Perception is not fucking reality. You're taking an extremely large gamble on this, and assuming that that fucking previous thing that I read was sort of spot on. If Wilbur himself has issues, because nobody wants to fucking point that out, right? You know, just if there is clear signs of depressions in Wilbur and motherfuckers don't care, because all Shelby and her little fan base care about is making them feel as bad as possible, that's fucked up. You know what? That's just fucked up, bro. That's fucked up. Because again, it's like, you think somebody is good mentally stably or whatever, right? And then you just find out that they're not. Well, you guys aren't looking like such, you know, like the good guys so much anymore. Look at this. Oh my God, Shelby. Oh boy. Let's see. Shelby Grace. This is blocked by Shelby. Huh. That's odd. Blocking me after I point out you did something wrong. So we have this. Well, let's see what the excuses are, because maybe there are some good reasons, let's see. Not just for, maybe somebody in the comments section can tell me. Is this ShelbyShubble's alt account? Is it? If it is, let me know. If it's not, then I don't know. Maybe we can call this out as well. But it seems like most people are under the impression that it is. As we have this person say, show proof of what she did wrong then. Quit spreading misinformation and get off Twitter if you have nothing better to do than this. So notice how they're trying to silence it, right? And the very ironic thing with this is that, like, read this again. Show proof of what she did wrong then. Quit spreading misinformation and get off Twitter. Fuck you. Fuck your parents. And fuck your parents for allowing you to make a Twitter or an X account and even say these stupid fucking things. Personally speaking, yeah. Go fuck yourselves. Because if you can't see the absolute irony in this, you're fucking stupid. And I have no problem being the guy that tells you you're fucking stupid. Hey, I might not be the sharpest tool in the fucking shed, clearly, but I would never be so fucking stupid as to believing somebody that shows no evidence and then going on to somebody and saying, show proof of what she did wrong then. Quit spreading misinformation. You've got to be shitting me. This is pathetic. This is the kind of shit I talk about when I talk down the comments sections, right? When I talk down, because here's the thing, dude. Most of the people that criticize me, I know this sounds like cope. This sounds like your classic E-Celeb tactic. I'm not shitting you. They're fucking stupid. They rely on misinformation. They rely on gossip. They rely on hearsay. That's all I heard when I challenged Lorix and I said, oh, you're kind of a hypocrite. Or, your stance on this doesn't make sense considering I got you on video doing this, right? That's literally it. It's the fans are so stupid. They're like, oh, God, I hope Shelby's intelligence isn't the level of this person, because holy fucking shit. And this person kind of like points it out too. She as well has shown no proof of what she claims. And that seems to be like, like the big takeaway, and what a lot of people are just like, ma'am, are you ever going to show proof of your claims? And then it just ends up being like dumb. But let me point out how it gets even dumber. Wilbur didn't deny abusing her. What other proof did you need? That's because he was being nice, right? If listen, man, this is so fucking AIDS. Like, I can't believe this is an actual discussion. This is why, and I want to reiterate this again. This is why this was not taken to the court of law, where things actually have more often than not, more often than at least the court of public opinion, because we'll acknowledge this. The legal system ain't perfect. We all know this, right? Absolutely. I will 100% agree. However, it is definitely damn more accurate. You're taking less of a gamble by going there, right? It is 100% better than the court of public opinion, because guess what? When you get somebody in a jury, they're not usually this fucking stupid, okay? They're not fucking impressionable, stupid, confused. When I assume these guys are minors or whatever, and exceptionally confused because of the fan base Shelby would, or just Minecraft in general, would attract. But yeah, they don't have to make stupid contradictions and arguments, because they're stuck with mommy and daddy feeding them anything they want, giving them... Have you guys ever had to fend for yourselves? Like, seriously? Don't answer that question. I already know the answer is probably no. But this is my main point. Spoiled, entitled pieces of shit that go ahead and they think that they can just go ahead and fucking call these, this Wilbur guy. And it's even like, to address my next point too, that I find to be very distasteful. It's like this, in just right here. It's like, these hoes ain't loyal. None of you people are fucking loyal. This is the kind of shit that makes people say, trust no one. Trust no one on the internet. Do not trust people. This person said, I feel so bad for Wilbur. Some of his oldest and closest friends are leaving him. He's being accused of so many things, most of which are false. his reputation, I'm trying to do a girl voice, shut up. His reputation has been dragged through the mud. People are sending him and his family threats. Hope he can get through this. I just realized that I said this in like the most fucked up way possible. Like I'm not even trying to make fun of you. Shit, I'm sorry. No, I was just trying to do a fucking woman voice. I guess I failed at that. But I generally agree with this statement. This is one of those things where it's like, don't trust anybody on the internet, because again, if some of your oldest and closest friends, right, in quotation marks I put this, are leaving you based off of a bitch's fucking word, right? And according to this bitch's word, she's saying that these people, because they share mutuals, all saw the quote-unquote abuse or whatever there happen, and they were so fucking spineless that they decided to say nothing at the time, right? For whatever fucking reason, even though it was like a grave thing, then you're fake as shit, and you're probably trying a cancellation attempt, right? That's the logical conclusion to come to. These people look like the bad guys that are attacking one guy who decided to reflect on his actions and show a sign of weakness by acknowledging and not dismissing Shelby's supposed pain. Supposed is the key word. Acknowledging that is not good enough, because then these people jump on him like fucking vultures, and now they're trying to pick him apart. That is why, in my perception, in my critical thinking perception, he is a victim of this, because he didn't make any allegations, okay? He acknowledged her feelings, her, again, keyword, feelings, not even fucking proof. And that's what pisses me off so much, because it's a faint reminder of how pathetic and stupid people on the internet are, that they can be so easily tricked and then have no repercussions for their fucking actions later on, or rather their stupidity later on, right? So again, it's like, you gotta really think about it. These people, you know, his quote unquote supposed close friends, just leave him. Like, let me tell you what a real friend does. A real friend gives you the benefit of the doubt. A real friend asks you to explain yourself. A real friend, hell, that real friend would point out, here's the proof that the bitch making the allegations refused to put out, because lol, why do you need proof on the internet anyway? And that's really what it is, right? That's really what it comes down to. It's like, you don't need proof on the internet. You can make as many misdirects as you want. You can fake shit now. And people will just have to believe you based off popularity. That's where we've gone to this point. You know, it really is, and it's so sad. It's so fucking sad, and it's really why I want to have less to do with being like the people or the person that covers this kind of shit. I'm sorry. Sometimes the inner totally not lawyer in me comes out, and it's like, you gotta point out how these people are stupid, fam. You know, you can leave it, you know, for where it counts. Yeah, sure, that's where you put in most of your effort. But maybe just putting out a little bit of this shit isn't that bad on the internet. And this is one of those things that just kind of like sparks an interest in me momentarily, for at least a little bit. And it's good enough to highlight. You know, it really is. So once again, I mean, as some people say, I hope Tommy doesn't leave. If Tommy does, I think will genuinely might, you know, which is really morbid and fucked up, but you know, like that foreshadowing, if anything, but whatever. And then degenerates like this will say, nah, he deserved it. So again, this kind of goes to show you the internet is a fucked up place. It's why I can't really stand it most of the time. It's a popularity contest. It's who can pretend to be the nicest, and then even that person that pretends to be the nicest, if they have one little slip up, especially like assholes on the internet, like any little thing will be misconstrued. Hell, it could be misconstrued by people that don't even deserve to be talking about this, right? I've seen literal fucking, you know, predators, you know, criticize people over hypocrisy and shit. And they get a pass just because the people that they're criticizing at the moment are just so hated and stuff. It's disgusting. It's the court of public opinion is disgusting. The internet as a whole is fucking disgusting, right? there is barely any justice in the court of public opinion. There barely will be any justice in the court of public opinion, especially on this side of YouTube, because all it is filled with impressionable idiots that their parents need to get to more parenting, but they won't, because, I mean, fuck, if you're a parent in 2024, I mean, why would you give your fucking kid life lessons when you could just throw a fucking iPad in their face? Yeah, right. That saves you a lot of times. Maybe I shouldn't have had that kid. Oh. But yeah, the brain rot has started. TikTok killing everybody's brain cells, amongst other things, killing everybody's brain cells. Now everybody has the attention span of a fucking squirrel. Now everybody just hears a false allegation or potentially false allegation, and then they just want to jump on it. You don't need any proof anymore. It's just reliant on who you like more than the other person and what your quote-unquote internal beliefs are willing to believe, to when you then just decide to fucking fool yourself. Disgusting, stupid fucking people on the internet. I regret nothing. I dislike the majority of people that act this way. The only people I fuck with are fans of mine, because at the very fucking least, you've seen me at my highest, you've seen me at my lowest, and you still stick around. And yeah, that's cool. That's cool. And yeah, you challenge me. And when you challenge me, at the very fucking least, you're not, you know, like that person that was like, well, what proof do you have that Shelby's lying? I don't know. The fact that she didn't show any proof. Yeah, maybe that. That might be the biggest thing. Anyway, that's all I got for Internet Land today. Fuck this. Fuck this space. Fuck these people just speaking and then the people just believing. That's it. That's it. We're done. We're done today. We're done.